Hey everyone, it's Laurie from Quick Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing a process video that I filmed as I was watching one of Shimelle's live scrapbooking things that happens on YouTube every Monday and Friday. This was something that she did this month, so in February. And it's using one photo. Mine is 4x6 and I'm pretty sure I don't cut it down. And then it's also using the Simple Stories Good Stuff collection. I purchased that. If you watched my haul video from earlier this month, I purchased all the stuff, but I really want to save the 12x12 papers for my monthly project life photos, my monthly project life spreads, I guess you could say. Which I've shown you a couple of how I'm doing those this year using the Hello Today collection, I'm doing them, but they're for 2021 using the 2021 Hello Today collection. So I've shown you some of those process videos. You've seen how I've been using the page protectors, the 12x12 Project Lifestyle page protectors with the pocket pages. So when I went into this month doing Shimelle stuff, I was like, well, I'll just use whatever stuff I have in my stash, and and I'll make it work, and use up some extra bits and bobs from old collections and old scraps and things like that. But I got some happy mail from Dream Craft Create. I actually have to make sure that I just said that right, because we all with our like 3-word like YouTube channels, I have to make sure that I'm saying this right. Yes, Dream Craft Create. She actually sent me some happy mail with some leftover stuff from the Good Stuff collection that she wasn't using. So she sent me some of these cut apart things that you're seeing right here, the 3x4s. She sent me some embellishments, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect, especially because I was just planning on sitting down to do one of these Shimelle things, and now I can use some of those things that came in the Happy Mail to create this layout. And I think I've actually done 2 Shimelle layouts now using the Good Stuff collection, using the stuff that Dream Craft Create sent me. So thank you so much to her for doing that. She knows where I live because we're part of like an Instagram crafter group. So it's like, so it really was a big surprise, and it's been so nice being part of that group of crafty ladies, and sharing birthdays and sharing holidays, sharing tips and sales tips and things like that. It's been a really great experience being part of that group, and so it's always fun to connect with other scrapbookers via the internet, like way back ago. And I'm not even talking about the layout right now, but way back ago, everybody used to have blogs. And that was great. And I connected with a lot of scrapbookers through blogs and through scrapbook.com. And so actually she still scrapbooks. We were on a design team together, I think 2 years ago. Through us knowing each other, just through the blogs and scrapbook.com, she had reached out to me, and twice she sent me big boxes full of scrapbook stuff that she no longer wanted, which it was so awesome. So make friends with other crafters on the internet, because you never know when they might send you something or send you an email saying, hey, I have some extra stuff, do you want it? It's always good to have crafty friends, right? Okay, but let's talk about the layout. So what is happening here is that Shimelle cut 3 of these 3x4 cut aparts, and she's putting them all the way across in a horizontal line across the layout. Then the photo, so 2 are going to be on one side of the photo and one's going to be on the other side of the photo. She also grabbed like some random embellishments, and I was trying to follow along to use the same embellishments because obviously I have all the same embellishments as her. Some of them were not really going to fit because I didn't have the exact same 3x4 cut aparts that she did, so I'm kind of changing things up a little bit, and I didn't want to have, I had that bright happy sun cut apart there. She was using like a bright happy sun sticker. I didn't want to have like the sun and the sun right next to each other. So I'm changing things up a little bit with the embellishments. This thing that I'm doing here is something that she was doing. She kind of like made a little like pocket underneath the yes speech bubble, and then tucked that flower paper underneath there, and then we're adding some other embellishments to that. So that's actually a great idea if you're doing like a pocket page of a way to decorate one of those 3x4 cards. I should actually keep that in mind for when I go back and do my 2022 monthly pages, because that would be a great idea. Just kind of like, zhuzh it up. It obviously had space to do some journaling there, but that's now been covered up by the pattern paper, and I like that. I think that's I think the layering of all of these pieces that she came up with looks really, really good, so I like that a lot. You're noticing that the background paper is just white paper. There is going to be some mixed media coming up in just a second. It kind of took her a long time to get there. So first, she's not like sticking anything down to the white cardstock. Everything is just kind of being placed so she could get an idea of where it's all going to go. So there's going to be like another piece of paper, another piece of pattern paper tucked behind there. Again, we're like bringing out lots and lots of layers. I really, really, really enjoy doing the lots and lots of layers along with her. So I'm just going through the cut aparts, looking for things that might be similar to what she's using, or something that could fit in place of what she is using. I'm going to cut that little piece there, and I'm going to use that green. I liked the green border, so I'm going to end up tucking that behind the photo and all of the other cut aparts. I have been inking everything with my black Hampton Art ink pad. You could use a different color if you wanted to, but I like the way the black stands out against the white. And yes, I literally inked the edges of everything. So even like the small cut aparts, I inked the edges of that. So now we get into the mixed media element of this layout. I'm just using regular white cardstock. You could use foundation paper. Doesn't really matter. I thought the white cardstock was just fine for this because all we're doing is using stamp pads and stencils. So she had a different stencil. It was not the one that came in the February Best of Both Worlds kit. It had circles on it. I did not have anything with small circles, but I did have a circular Vicky Bouton stencil that I decided to use for this. I wasn't actually watching her video live, so I kind of like fast forwarded a little bit to move things along as I was creating. So I'm doing this mixed media based on what I think she did, because I didn't feel like rewinding and then watching it again. So I'm kind of making a base of yellow. I did have some yellow circles, and then I realized that it looked more like she did a lot of like yellow inking, and then had like orangey circles on top of the yellow. So that's what I'm trying to go back and do. I just inked like different spaces, different parts of the layout, different parts of the white cardstock with some of that yellow, which is also Hampton Art. And that orange is an Ingrid Bohm color. I want to say it's like Rusted Key or something like that. It's an old ink pad, so I don't even know if it's still being made. But as Shimelle did, I've got some yellow up at the top left, some yellow down at the bottom right, and then some yellow kind of in the middle of the paper, so that it's going to show above all of the pattern papers and the photo, and then below all the pattern papers and the photos. So I'm just trying to like add more of that yellow there and really like smush it out and make it be very smushy as opposed to the circles. I really want the circles to stand out against the yellow. And if you don't have a circular stencil, you could use whatever stencil you want. If you don't have ink pads, you could do painting, as I did on a recent layout. You could just do like some misting spray. You don't have to mess with stencils if you don't want to. You can just do some misting spray, package technique it up and use like one color, let that dry, then go back maybe with like a little bit of a darker color, do like splatters of a darker color over the lighter color of the smushing technique, however you want to do it. I was trying to just, be as Shimelle as I could on this. So here, she used one of the 12x12 pattern papers from the Good Stuff collection to do this paper tearing thing. She's going to add one at the top and one at the bottom of the page. I didn't want to use the 12x12 Good Stuff papers because, like I said, I'm using those for my monthly 2022 pages. So I had this paper from Bella Boulevard, perhaps. It was something that it was like a random thing that I purchased with a past kit, and I'd been saving it, and now I'm going to use it on this. And I thought that the colors were pretty good because it still has some of that bright yellow. It's got some green. It's got some white. some blues. So it's not the same manufacturer, it's not the same collection, but it definitely goes, as the people from What Not to Wear used to say. It doesn't have to match, it just has to go. And that is how I live my life sometimes. So those are words to remember. And did I ever tell you guys, one time I saw them. I was sitting outside in Madison Square Park in New York reading a book during my lunch hour, and all of a sudden Stacy and Clinton come walking down the path, and I was like, oh, are they coming for me? They were not. They walked right past me, but I think they saw, I'm sure they were filming something for the show, and I think they saw that I like looked up, because obviously, why wouldn't I? And they kind of like smirked as they continued walking by, and I was like, I probably ruined that shot. They're not going to be able to use that one, because some random girl sitting on a bench was like, come give me new clothes. So no, I never got to be on What Not to Wear. No one ever nominated me. I never nominated myself, but I missed my chance. I missed my opportunity. And one time I was also in New York, and I was walking to like a restaurant, and some guy jumped out in front of me and said, "Can I ask you about your hair?" And like, I was actually having a not great hair day. And also, if you're a man in New York, don't jump in front of a woman and wave your hands in front of her face on the sidewalk. That's not cool. And it's not going to get my attention. I tend to like then really ignore you if you're going to be that way. So I might have missed out on an opportunity to have some sort of makeover, because maybe he was like, "Can I ask you about your hair? I want to like, give you a makeover for free." And I missed that opportunity. I don't know. Yeah, but just, I don't think any men are probably watching this, but if you are and you are in New York, do not yell. Just don't talk to women. Just don't talk to women on the sidewalk at all. I think that's just a good rule of thumb. Just leave us alone, especially if we're not looking at you. That means that we're not paying attention to you. The world does not revolve around you. Thanks. Anyway. So here I'm adding some of the embellishments. I've got all the pattern papers stuck down using my Scotch double-sided adhesive tape, because when I made my February haul, I was going to get more double-sided squares, and I forgot to order them. So I'm still using the double-sided tape that I got from Target, which is much cheaper, and it's still pretty easy to work with. So I'm going through here. I'm adding some hearts. There are chipboard embellishments, there are puffy stickers, there are flat stickers, there are paper stickers. There's a lot of embellishments to work with in this collection, which I really, really like. So I did a little kind of a mixture of the hearts, and I think Shimelle had some of the hearts as well. That flower piece was a fussy cut from one of the cut-aparts, and she did the same thing, so I did that too. But I added a different sticker on top of it. So it's really nice. It's really fun to like play along with the different types of stickers and embellishments that are in this. If you're using the chipboard stickers, I will say though, add a little bit of extra adhesive, because they're not super sticky. And I really like the way that the mixed media peeks out from behind the torn paper at the top and bottom, from behind the photos and the pattern paper too. I think that ended up looking really well. Although, as I was telling you and giving you that tip, I would like to try this with just the smushing technique and then doing a little bit of splatters. I think this is a great design to do over and over and over again. I mean, you don't even you could do this with just the one photo, but you could also do the one 4x6 photo and then take those cut aparts, but make them photos, 3x4 size. So even if you have one photo, two photo, 3, 4 photos, you could definitely still do this layout. So she comes up with some really great designs. Sometimes you look at them and you're like, oh, why didn't I just think of that? I mean, they're not like, yes, she's very creative, but like anybody could come up with these ideas, you guys. Don't let scrapbooking overwhelm you, or don't feel like you are not good at it. Like, you can do this. You can come up with a design like this. You can take this design and you can make it your own in a lot of different ways. There are a lot of different ways to do it. So, that's my little pep talk for the week. So I've added a few more embellishments down at the bottom, a little heart, a little phrase sticker, a little like floral piece thingy. And then up at the top, we're boosting up a sticker. You don't have to use stickers that are flat and keep them flat. You can add foam adhesive to the back of them and bump them up, right? That's just another little thing that that kind of elevates the embellishments that you're using. So that's what I did there. I did some foam squares to bump that sticker up, and then I stuck another sticker underneath. Now I have to come up with my title, and I know this video is very long, so thank you for sticking with me to the end. It's almost over with. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on my weekly Tuesday scrapbook process videos and all the other bonus process videos that happen during the month. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks for coming back and sticking with me all the way to the end. The title of this, using those, I love the Florence Alpha stickers. They are so cool. I'm so glad they're still being made. And I love that color too, the bright pink. The title is I'm a Mom, because this is a photo of my daughter going to get her second COVID vaccine. We were waiting at Walgreens. That's my purse. She decided she wanted to wear it, and so she put it on, and she looked at me and she said, I'm a mom. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this one. So that's the story behind this photo. Something that I've been struggling with that I do want to mention real quick. I do December daily, and then I've been doing the monthly project lifestyle pages as well. And then like I have other December photos to scrapbook as part of the main album. So I've been having a real hard time being like, what goes in the December daily? What gets a whole story, a whole spread in the big album? And what is just like a whatever to put in the monthly page? Like December is really messing with me. I don't know if anybody else is having troubles like that, or if you are just like, whatever, I'm going to scrapbook this one photo like 3 times. I'm trying to figure that out, and it hasn't been a struggle in past years, but for some reason this year I'm like, I don't know what to do with this photo. Like I want to tell a bigger story with it, but it's not really a bigger story type of photo. So do I put it in the December daily? Like I'm having some troubles, you guys. So any tips would be appreciated. Probably the biggest tip I should just tell myself is to just like, whatever I decide to do is what I decide to do, and it's the right choice, right? So I'm adding some of that kitsch flamingo to the top of my mixed media, just a little bit of splatters there, and that's going to do it. These are the close-ups. You can see more details. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or just say hi. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for more scrapbooking!